In today's video, I wanted to inform you of some Unraid vulnerabilities that have come to light and how to patch your system to mitigate them. In a recent release from the Unraid blog, they have disclosed fully that there are some vulnerabilities within Unraid and what they've done to mitigate them. I figured not everybody knew this was out there, so I thought I'd share it with everybody real quick just so that you're informed. So if you want, you can follow along in the article. I'll leave a link in the description, but it's at unraid.net/blog/CVD. You can see this released the 22nd of January, 2025, so just a few days ago. I want to get this video out there fairly quick so that, if your system has not been patched, you know what to do to protect yourself. So here it says, at Lime Technology, we are committed to security and reliability of the Unraid OS. We value collaboration with the security research community and appreciate the efforts of researchers who help us identify and address potential vulnerabilities, which is fantastic. Below is a detailed disclose of recent vulnerabilities reported by George Hamilton, an offensive security consultant, along with the measures that they have taken to address them. Way to go, Unraid, for being on top of stuff. Vulnerability 1 is reflected cross-site scripting. The description here says the critical vulnerability allows potential attackers to inject JavaScript via URL parameters in the Unraid web interface. Exploitation could result in code execution as the root user on the Unraid server. They give you some details here, what it is, the impact, the attack vector, the affected versions of 6.12.13 and earlier. The resolution, this was fixed in version 6.12.14 and in version 7. So if you haven't upgraded to either one of those versions, probably a good idea to do that. And we'll get to that, further down here. Under the mitigation, users should upgrade to version 7 or 6.215 or apply the Unraid patch plugin. Moving on, vulnerability 2, cross-site request forgery or CSRF. Description. The cross-site request forgery vulnerability in Lime Technologies Unraid OS version 6.12.14 and earlier allows remote attackers to initiate authenticated GET requests to the Unraid OS web interface through top-level navigation via Unraid authentication cookies, lacks same site policy. Gives you some more details on the actual attack, what versions it's affecting, and then down here, the mitigation is once again to upgrade your system. Vulnerability 3, stored cross-site scripting. This low-risk vulnerability allows attackers with authenticated access to inject JavaScript payloads, which could persist in various web interface fields. Once again, affects 6.12.13 and earlier. Resolution is to patch your system. On to vulnerability 4, community applications repository takeover. GitHub repositories used by community applications app feed could be transferred to another owner, opening the possibility for hijacking the application templates. The attack vector requires an attacker to transfer a GitHub repository associated with a community application, which could then be used to submit malicious templates to the feed. Affected versions, application feeds prior to 11/12 of 2024. Resolution, policies were hardened around renaming repositories. Upgrades to the community application feed backend deployed on 11/12/2024 resolved the issue. And for the mitigation, the community applications feed now detects repository transfers and blocks for manual review. No action needed by users, although we recommend upgrading to the latest community applications plugin. And the conclusion, and they say, we take these reports very seriously and have worked diligently to address them promptly following the best practices around responsible disclosure. I think it's wonderful that Unraid comes right out and reports what has been reported as vulnerabilities and how to fix those on your system. That's, way to go, Unraid. That's fantastic. Nice to see that they're staying on top of this stuff and that they're helping us out. Now, what do you do to fix this? So as you can see here, it says users are strongly advised to, 1, you can upgrade to Unraid 7, which some of us have, and that's great. Others that have not and they're a little hesitant on it, definitely upgrade to 6.12.15. That should take care of everything. You can also download and install the Unraid patch plugin, and those updates will take effect immediately, so it'll take care of the patching for it and keep you protected. And more on that plugin here, let me throw this up on the screen here, you can read about it. It says the plugin is available for Unraid 6.10 and higher. Just search the community application for Unraid patch, and you should find it, install it, and you should be good. And this is the thing that you got to watch here. It says, we plan to use this plugin to distribute bug fixes and security updates to the current release and may occasionally release security updates for older releases. So whatever version you're on, it's probably a good idea to have this installed just so that if there's a release that comes out It's going to get patched here first before it gets released as a full system update. You'll see that it says after installing, you go to Tools and then Unraid Patch, then accept the disclaimer. So let me show you that real quick. I'm going to jump over to my demo server. We're going to go to the Apps tab. And I've already upgraded to Unraid 7, but like it said, it's a good thing to have it installed. So let me show you that. And look at that. It's the first one here. Featured application, Unraid Patch. They're kind of pushing it to get people out there to get it installed. So once you find it, if you don't have it first here, just type Unraid Patch in the search. It'll come up here. Click Install. Once it's done, hit Done. Notice up here in the banner, it says critical security updates or patches are available. Critical OS patches available. Install them here. Click on that. You want to accept the disclosure. Shows you the Unraid version you're running, which version of the patch system it is. Then all the bug fixes are listed below. To install them, just click Install Now. Pretty simple. And it says the patch failed to install. It's likely that some systems have already been modified by a different plugin, which I already have version 7. It's already been taken care of in there. That's why this is coming up here. Either way, it's a good idea to run it. It says please reboot the system and the patch will be applied before the other updates are installed. It's already patched. Just follow the prompts, do what it says. Click Done. It says you must reboot your server to install the patches. So you reboot and it should be good. And it throws us back to the tools here. So in the patch notes here, it did say right here, after installing, visit the tools, Unraid Patch, and accept the disclaimer. So that's where you'd go to find it in the future. Go to Tools, you'll find Unraid Patch, click it. I'm going to favorite it. It'll run, it checks for patches. If there are any, you install them, and that's it. Just wanted to get this out there real quick, just so everybody was informed. And if you haven't updated, definitely, patch your system. If I was able to help you out today, you learned something new, go down there, hit the like button, subscribe while you're there. I'd appreciate it. If you'd like to support the channel directly, consider becoming a Patreon member. Patreon members get early access to my videos, and they are ad and sponsor free. I'll have a link down in the description. Until then, check out one of these next. And I'll see you in the next one.